There are said to be no WrestleMania 39 main event plans for Sami Zayn. Also, a former WWE superstar has quietly retired for a new role. And we have an update on Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. More on that in a little bit. Yes, hello everyone, Jack and Ross here. Monday morning news, it's all flying in the aftermath of Elimination.
What is flying?
The news in the aftermath of Elimination Chamber. Because apparently WWE currently have no plans to add Sami Zayn to the main event of WrestleMania 39, even after all the discourse we've seen.
The discourse has been flying.
It has.
It's been very strong tailwinds. I don't know what I'm saying now, but Dave Meltzer has said the following. I know the plan was, as of even a week ago, it was Roman and Cody. It's not Sami being thrown into that matchup, that mix-up, that entire scenario for the ooh-woo at WrestleMania. Could they do it, he added? They could always change.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one from Meltzer, so I've included this because he's gone, no, there's no plans currently for Sami Zayn to do that, but
plans could change.
Never say never. And we've seen it before. We've seen it with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. We've seen Seth Rollins' cash-in was I think Roman apparently didn't know about it until the day itself.
His family certainly didn't know, did they? They were angry in the stands in San Francisco.
It's probably made up for it now, the fact that he's held the belt for 3 years or something. But yeah, plans always can change, I suppose. But it's been an interesting one. According to Meltzer, no current plans to add Sami Zayn to that main event. But given the scenes we saw on SmackDown and Elimination Chamber, do you think it would be the right move?
I reckon if it continues outside of Montreal to that level, I don't think they've got a choice, have they? But it's just a question of whether it does. Because obviously Sami had the home field advantage for those reactions. But I don't know why not.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have Sami on the card in some form or fashion. Is now, until WrestleMania, too short a time to build like a proper WrestleMania feud for him?
No, I don't think it is too short a time. I think they could do it, definitely. They've done it with people like Kofi before in a short amount of time as well. Yeah, very interesting stuff. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled. That is probably going to be the dominant narrative heading into WrestleMania anyway. Also, an interesting fact I spotted on Reddit about the Sami versus Roman match. This was posted on Squared Circle by Addicted to Amp, who pointed out that from the opening bell, it took 4 minutes and 14 seconds for the first lockup of the match.
These kids just need to slow down, you know.
They really
take a hold. No, but it was fitting for the occasion. Like Sami was, I saw the post-show press conference on Sunday evening, and Sami was like, my promo was supposed to do this, this, and this on SmackDown, but I just let the crowd do what they do, because what am I meant to do? Just, keep it down with you, just really quiet so I can say my words. So they've just let the same thing happen there. Let the moment breathe, and it was very well done.
I think so as well. Now we're heading behind the scenes a little bit, because the Performance Center has a new employee, but at the same time, the wrestling world has lost an in-ring competitor. I know who you're referencing there.
Can you make my finger go like 10 feet long on the green screen there? I don't know if you can, because that's a big clue as to who we're talking about today.
We are talking about Oney Lorcan. This is according to a report from Fightful Select, who say that apparently, according to Matt Bloom, aka Albert, aka A-Train,
Baldo.
Yes, Oney Lorcan has retired from wrestling to work behind the scenes at the Performance Center, and apparently even did some agenting at Vengeance Day. He was meant to be in charge of... The report just said women's matches. Now, there were 2 women's matches on the card, so presumably that means the Roxanne Perez title defense and the triumphant win of Fallon Henley and Kiana James as well in the tag division. I'm trying to really make it sound big.
How will they coexist, eh? But Oney Lorcan did make it work. It's just one of those names, isn't he? You group him in with your Sami Zayn's and that ilk of just being around professional wrestling, being in that. I know what I'm saying in my head, but I don't know if it's making sense.
But
what's
even
coming
before signing with WWE, he had a storied indie career.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
And then I've put down here as well. I've said he was a did I say valued or popular member? He was a popular member of the NXT tag team division. I think that's true.
Wait,
They started off as a bit of a filler tag team, but then him and Danny Burch became...
There was that takeover match where they opened the card, Danny and Doney, and they just turned everybody's world upside down with an amazing performance against, was it Undisputed Era?
I feel like it was the Undisputed Era,
Yes.
yeah. I think it might have... I don't think it did get 5 stars, but people were certainly angry that it didn't.
5 stars in our hearts.
Yes, absolutely. He left WWE as a wrestler at the end of 2021 and returned to the independent circuit, wrestling for various different promotions, which in hindsight turns out to have been kind of a farewell tour for him, I suppose. Facing a range of opponents, including Wheeler Yuta, Brody King, Minoru Suzuki, and even a blood sport match against Jon Moxley, which I have seen.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Bloody, wasn't it? Oh, yeah.
He lost as well. God.
But you speak about the travel, and then that just makes him an ideal guy to be a coach. He's been around the world 17 million times, so every single different style there is to do. He's worked the style in NXT as well, so he's an ideal guy to pass on knowledge to the whippersnappers of today.
Fair play to him. And we also have an update on... at Elimination Chamber, one of the more curious endings to one of the matches was Brock Lesnar versus...
Made sense to me, Jack.
Did it?
Bray Wyatt was on SmackDown saying, well, I do declare I'll be facing the winner of the Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah.
So Lesnar got himself the bollocks out there. I want nothing to do with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Bobby, it's all yours. All the best.
I think you've cracked it. That does make sense. I thought he was just cross because he couldn't get out of the hurt lock. But
that also makes sense.
If you didn't see it, Brock Lesnar was caught in the hurt lock. He couldn't get out. He didn't want to give up, so he just hoofed Bobby Lashley in the balls. It was like a backwards low blow.
Donkey mule kick.
Yeah. The referee saw it, DQ'd him, and then Lesnar beat up Bobby and the referee, put him through the announce table, and it was all, It was also clarified in the news as well somewhere, I can't remember where, but it was like, this attack on the referee was planned, unlike when he shoved the referee at the Royal Rumble. I'm like, I hope it was planned. F5'd him onto the wreckage of the announce table.
Pierce needs to hand out suspensions.
Yeah, he does. And I feel like that's going to be... I feel like we've seen that story about 5 times now with Brock Lesnar. So, according to Fightful Select, apparently the feud is obviously set to continue, but apparently not necessarily locked in for WrestleMania.
I mean, when I saw the mule kick, my immediate thought was, because they were building this up as the rubber match at Elimination Chamber, so it's ended in a screwy fashion. Bobby Lashley will complain. Brock will be like, well, yeah, I'll beat you anyway. Let's do it WrestleMania then. Yeah, let's do it there. Because you can't have a rubber match at Elimination Chamber between two big boys like that, can you?
That's what I'm assuming as well. But if it's not set in stone for WrestleMania, why?
Or could they potentially, Jack, be at like the bar? The adversaries come together, take on Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, no, I know you laugh, but that actually...
With Uncle Howdy stacking them and pinning them at the same time like Roman Reigns did a couple of years ago.
Bobby's like, Brock, when you hoofed me in the balls, you gained my respect. And I would like nothing more than to team with you at the grandest stage of them all.
It writes itself.
And finally, we have an update as well on WWE's reported interest in 2 former superstars. This came from an earlier report from Fightful, who said that WWE were interested in bringing back Akam and Razor, the authors of Pain.
Yes, but apparently the Akam and Razor, the authors of Pain's loyalty to Paul Ellering extends outside of kayfabe, and they are said to have an incredible amount of respect for him as well. The report states that he's in charge of negotiating a deal with WWE for them.
That's quite... I didn't realise they were all pals outside the ring.
Me neither. Work's turned into a shoot there, bros.
To the extent where they're trusting him
with money
to handle their... Maybe he's got better business sense than Akam and Razor.
I reckon his word carries a lot more stock, because they're about 12 years old, aren't they?
They're younger than us, genuinely, yeah.
So I reckon if Paul's good now, we want $300,000, and they're like, we want $400,000, they'll get $300,000.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've said it like that. They're about 17 feet tall and 17 feet wide.
They might sound like that. No, I think they've cut promos before and they don't sound like that.
They are very young, though. Disgustingly young. But I reckon it'd be nice to see them back. I think any good tag team, I like them as an act that different to anything that's on the roster currently, and that's a good thing.
Like the NXT tag division around, we've talked about Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, the authors of Pain. It was an amazing division around that time.
Era.
DIY, FTR, or the Mechanics, I nearly called them there. Well, that was then the Revival.
Riddle and Pete Dunne.
Oh, wow. What a show as well. Thank you very much. Leave your favourite NXT tag team in the comment section down below, and thank you very much for watching this video. We will be back later on today with more wrestling news. Thanks very much once again for watching, and we'll see you very soon.